Happy New Year. So yeah, it is the beginning of 2023. So hi, how are you? I'm great. Thank you so much for asking. That was very sweet of you. So yeah, already 2023. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So yeah, since it is 2023, I am answering my phone again. Hello. Okay, so I'm done answering my phone. And I accidentally knocked that off kilter. Dang it. I think that's right. Oh no. Anyway, so yeah, 2023. That's what year it is. In case you didn't know, I was just making sure you knew. You do know this, right? Good. We're on the same page already. Perfect. So, with the beginning of the new year, I, along with so many other people, love to set goals. So, this is first of my 5 rules for goal setting. Let me put my hand back here because up there it's a big glowy palm. So, 5 rules for goal setting. So, number 1 is I like to dream big. I like to think big, on a big scale. What is the extent of my abilities? What can I accomplish in 364, 5, depending on whether it's a leap year or not, days? 365 days. What can I accomplish in 365 days with 24 hours minus sleep time, of course? In that day, what can I accomplish? What can I do? So, I think big on that scale. That's number 1. I set those big goals. Then, number 2, I temper the goals. And I think to myself, what can you actually keep control of? What do you have control of in this situation? For example, I would love to grow this channel. I would love it if you liked and subscribed. So please, like and subscribe. But I can't make you. I'd love to be able to make you. No. I would love it if I did have some modicum of control over whether someone hit the subscribe button. But I do not. I can only encourage it by asking to please like and subscribe. And I can only encourage in another way by putting out more and better content. However, I have no control over whether you actually do hit like and subscribe. Again. But yeah. And I also would love to make more sales from my Etsy shop, which is linked below. However, I can't make anyone buy things. I can only encourage them by putting out more and better products. Earrings, journals. That's what I do. So I can only do my best to encourage these things to happen, but I have no control over what the other person's actions are. So my goal is to take those steps to encourage, not the end result. So those are the top 2. Number 3 is I take those big huge goals and break it up into itty bitty little bitty bite-sized pieces. I know that's not exactly a new thing. I know that that's something that pretty much everybody says to do. I'm not saying no one else has ever come up with this stuff. I'm just saying that's how I think. So take the big goal, break it up into itty bitty bite-sized pieces, and then number 4, I take those itty bitty little bite-sized pieces and I put them into a schedule. So I have all of the big things in a little schedule. And number 5, which actually should be up at the top, is while thinking big, while all of that, I also want to be realistic in what I can actually accomplish. And the final part of this, which is not really one of the steps that I take until the end of the year, is don't beat yourself up if you don't accomplish everything. That's all 5 right there. With a little bonus. Don't beat yourself up. You may not get what you need to get. You may not get what you want to get done. So don't beat yourself up over it, because who are you hurting besides yourself? Quit hitting yourself. Seriously. Don't do it. So, that's how I set these very lofty goals for this year, because I plan on having a heavy writing year. Because I got re-inspired by Nano this year. I didn't win, which anyone who watched my Nano vlogs knows. I came really, really far from winning, but I was satisfied with the quality of writing that I did. So, it was a good trade-off. Well, it also put me back onto a writing schedule that I hadn't been on for a while because, you know, life and day job and all of that takes over. And my phone agrees. It's really hard to schedule things, especially if you don't have full control over your schedule, which is something that I will be working on this year also. While I am working with other people, I also have to maintain my own schedule and be very diligent in reminding others of my boundaries when it comes to time. Anyway, but that's for a whole nother video. Anyway, so set these goals. Goal number 1 is 3 novels. I know I'm doing a lot of finger counting, but it's how I keep track of things. 3 novels. 1 is the one that I've been working on for 2 decades. I know, you're like, Carl, you said you were going to have that done by the beginning of the year. Listen, Linda, listen to me. I didn't get it done. I just didn't. It was a lot of work. I wound up adding so much, and I'm sure I've already said this before, but I've added so much that I have to divide it into 2 books now. 2 books. And then I literally just figured out how to divide it like a couple of days ago. I have been going through timelines, I've been going through character arcs, I've been going through overall arc. I've been trying and racking my brain. How am I going to split this into 2 books? I finally figured it out. So yeah, that's what's going on with book number 1. Book number 2, I got this super bomb idea for a cult story that is I got inspired by a news story that was not even about a cult, but it could be really easily twisted into a cult. That's number 2, is that idea. I am so pumped for that. Anyway, and number 3, I'm going to be working with my dad on a story that he's been writing since I was a kid. Okay, since I was an itty bitty. So it's really good. It's incredibly good. I am really excited for this, and we just talked about it, and I believe that we decided that it was going to be either in spring or summer. It depends on when the big project that I've been working on happens. If it happens in spring, I might be moving down south for a couple of months, which means that I will not be able to work with my dad directly. And so, yeah, so we'll be pushed till summer. If it's not, then we're writing it in spring. So, point is, 3 novels. So, along with the 3 novels, I will be putting out, along with the 3 novels, I will be writing and polishing 12 flash fictions and short stories. I was going to say in poetry. Where did that come from? I don't write poetry. My poetry is awful. Nobody wants to read that. I don't want to read it. If I don't want to read it, I know no one else wants to read it. It's terrible. It's awful. It's so bad. So yeah, I don't know where that came from. But yeah, anyway, short stories and flash fiction. I'm going to be working on those, polishing them, 12 of them to send out. And, well, I could say My goal is to have 6 of them published. I know I have no control over whether they are actually published or not, so I can only encourage them to be published by sending out at least 12 to different magazines, where they will, of course, I will be doing the research to make sure that they fit in. But I can only encourage it to happen by putting out as much as I can and sending it out. So that's the goal, is to write, polish, edit, perfect as much as any piece of work can be perfected. 12 flash fiction and short stories to send out. That is the goals for my writing goals. Then, of course, is to increase the number of things in my Etsy shop and have fun with it. Let's not forget the fun. I know that sounded like nodded off on don't forget the fun. It's like, okay, chill. Gonna have fun. Woo. So yeah. Increase sales in my Etsy shop. Again, I cannot control the sales. I can only encourage them by putting out more and more high quality products. Wow, that was really dragging right out of my mouth. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so that's what I can do for that. Those are my professional goals for this year. Of course, I have personal goals, but I don't want to share those, so I'm not going to. You can just keep on wondering. No, you're probably not even wondering anyway. But those are my goals for this year, professional. Oh yeah. Along with those 3 novels, I want to publish at least 2. I put up one finger. I want to publish 2 of them. That's a big ask. Maybe I should stick with 1. But either way, I want the feeling of publishing again. I miss it. It was such a high. Anyway, so that's it for real this time. I'm going to go and actually get ready for New Year's, because it's not actually New Year's yet. It's still New Year's Eve. So I need to go and get ready for actual New Year's and the celebrations that will be happening. Anyway, I will see you next week when it is for real 2023. Okay? Bye. Happy New Year! Welcome to 2023. And I'm going to have to do this later. Dang it, my battery is about to die. Alright, fine. I know when to call it quits. I have an empty SD card because this is like 40 minutes already. Ah. Oh my God, I can't yawn anymore. Oh, I'm not even tired. So yeah, that is